Making It Work is brought to you by CuriosityStream. Subscribe today at curiositystream.com/thefinancialdiet.
Having grown up a child of divorce, I haven't been able to shake the feeling that I should have been more prepared for my own. Not that I should have expected to get divorced myself, just learn more about financial independence from the lessons displayed to me during my childhood. My parents divorced when I was young, and both of them struggled financially because of it. My brother and I were raised with a strong work ethic, and with the knowledge that once we were old enough to work, it was our responsibility to pay for most things outside of necessities. There were actually several times when I was pretty darn proud of my financial independence and maturity. By the age of 26, I was married, and my husband and I both had good jobs. We had paid for a nice wedding and bought our first house. Then, by the age of 27, we were signing divorce papers. I was starting over, and it became abundantly clear that I hadn't actually been financially independent at all. While this led to the most difficult year of my life, financially speaking, it also taught me several significant lessons about restarting. Number 1. Discuss financial decisions openly. My ex-husband made more money than I did for our entire relationship. By the time we divorced, his income was significantly higher. He also naturally fell into the role of managing the finances and making most of the financial decisions. This meant that when it came to things like taking out a car loan or a mortgage, he made the decision about how big of a monthly payment we could afford. At the time, this made sense to me. I felt comfortable deferring to him since he was more in tune with our finances. But it became a problem when we started dividing our assets. It quickly became clear that we had built a lifestyle around what my ex-husband could afford, and that I couldn't afford any of it on my own. He was able to keep the house we had bought together simply because it was out of my price range, and I was able to take with me only the items that I could fit into my new studio apartment, as well as a car that happened to have a monthly payment I could barely afford. For the first time after the divorce, it was easy to blame my ex-husband for the financial decisions he made during our marriage. But my desire to avoid conflict was a large part of what kept me from chiming in earlier. I was the one who chose to remain silent. I failed just as much as he did to open a dialogue about money. In my relationship with my current partner, I ensure that money is a frequent topic of sometimes lengthy conversation. Number 2, keep emotional spending at bay. Divorce is an emotional process. It's an emotional process even when you're the one who chose it. And emotional spending, it's very real. For the first 6 months after the split, I spent far too much money that I didn't even have. I went to Alaska to visit some family, to Vegas to stand up in a wedding, and bought almost an entirely new wardrobe. Impulse spending has always been my downfall, so it's no surprise that the problem quickly escalated when I was going through an emotional time. It's now been 2 years since we split, and I'm still paying off my credit card debt from that time. The good news is that this is a lesson I'm reminded of every month when my credit card bill is due, which has prevented me from slipping back into the trap of emotional spending. Number 3, it's okay to ask for what's yours. When my ex and I were divvying up our assets, I was more focused on avoiding conflict than ensuring I left the marriage with what was rightfully mine. I also began to really take notice of the signs of financial abuse that were present for most of our relationship. Early in the divorce process, my ex-husband and I were adamant that we could stay friends. However, he would quickly clarify that if I forced him to pay me out for my half of the house, we surely wouldn't be able to remain friends. Afraid of creating any animosity, I agreed. Similar jabs presented themselves over the next several months, along with reminders that he could afford an attorney and I couldn't, which came up anytime I brought up the subject of equally dividing our assets. Wisconsin is a community property state, meaning that had I asserted myself and asked for half of our assets, the law would have been on my side. Instead, I put my fear of conflict ahead of my own financial future and left the marriage with next to nothing. It taught me the invaluable lesson to ask for what I need and to stand up for myself, not only financially, but in every area of my life. I allowed myself to feel a lot of anger in the months following my divorce. Anger at my ex-husband for the way I felt he had wronged me, at loved ones for not offering me more guidance, and at myself for not being more assertive. Eventually, I developed the self-awareness to realize that the financial mistakes I'd made in the past were distracting me from focusing on my financial future. It's been 2 years now, and there's nothing I can do to change the outcome of anything that happened during my divorce. Letting in those negative emotions does nothing but chip away at my own mental health and distract me from my life today. Letting go of anger has also allowed me to realize just how true it is that money isn't everything, and it doesn't buy happiness. I am grateful, not only for the happiness I've found in the new life I've built, but for the invaluable financial lessons I've learned.
No matter where you are in life, there's always more to learn, and there's no better place to start learning than CuriosityStream. CuriosityStream is the world's first subscription streaming service geared towards our lifelong quest to learn, explore, and understand. Created by the founder of the Discovery Channel, CuriosityStream has thousands of documentaries and nonfiction titles from some of the world's best filmmakers. Stream exclusive original content featuring Stephen Hawking, David Attenborough, and more. CuriosityStream is available worldwide on virtually any platform, so whether you're on a Roku, Amazon Fire, or Apple TV, you can start streaming today. Visit curiositystream.com/thefinancialdiet for unlimited access to the world's top documentaries and nonfiction series. And for our viewers, enter the promo code TheFinancialDiet when prompted during the sign-up process, and your membership will be completely free for the first 30 days.